My Little Dashie, Where's Mommy? Written by Amal Calt 1. It's the middle of January. That means it's the coldest part of the year. Unfortunately, my piece of crap heater finally just went up and died. And now me and Dashie are huddling up to keep warm. We're huddling together not so much for me, as it is the six-colored filly that lives with me. Her small young body still unable to regulate its own temperature. I have to provide heat for her. Then one day, for some reason, Dashie decided to ask me a totally random question.
Daddy, where's mommy? D- do I even have a mommy?
Crap. I was hoping to avoid this topic, but she asked the question, but I tried to stall the answer. What makes you ask that, Dashie? I asked.
Well, when SpongeBob talks about his daddy, there's this strange lady he calls mommy. What's a mommy?
I couldn't help but snicker at such a ludicrous question.
What's that, Daddy?
Dashie said. Uh, Nothing, I said. A mommy is an extra parent that shares the responsibility of the children with the daddy,
What's responsibility?
Dashie said. Yes, a chance to veer off the subject. Um, Responsibility is where you're in charge of something, or someone, and you're given credit for what happens with that something or someone, I said.
Oh,
Dashie said.
where did mommy go?
Damn it, I thought to myself. In the recent weeks, she has shown less forgetfulness, and my old verbal smoke and mirrors have proven futile. She's been here only 4 months, and Dashie is already on to my mind tricks and manipulations. Uh, I don't know. She just left you with me, and I never saw her again, I said. Then, as a quick way to change the subject, I got the ultimate idea that would distract children, human and pony alike. Sugar. Now, who wants some hot chocolate? I quickly said.
Ooh, me!
Works every time. So me and Dashie headed to the kitchen, and I pulled out the box of Swiss hot chocolate. Her violet eyes glowed in excitement. The first time she had hot chocolate, she swigged the warm liquid with great gusto, much like in the show with the cider. I waited for the cocoa to cool off first, for children of any kind her age will just jump into the fray, not expecting any consequences. When she drank all of the chocolate, she smiled ear to ear, and her eyes glimmered. Pretty much my reaction when I had my first hot chocolate. Back to the present, the milk was nearly hot enough, but while waiting for the milk to heat up, I asked her if she wanted marshmallows.
What are marshmallows?
Dashie said. A young child, so full of questions. My teacher in high school once said that children like Dashie are the best scientists because they keep asking why and what in their hunger for knowledge. So I pulled out some Jet Puffed and gave her one. I know I have spoiled her rotten, but she's so adorable. Those big violet eyes, that sweet smile, and that soft, almost angel like voice that could melt the coldest of hearts. She took a bite of the marshmallow and had an inquisitive look before her face. After a moment of chewing and comprehending the taste of the powdery, gooey treat, just like the cocoa, she let out a smile and a squee.
Yes, please.
Said Dashie. Then the heating pot squealed, and as you can guess, it startled her. She fruitlessly tried flapping her wings, as she always does. Dashie! It's okay! It just means that the milk is ready, I said. She didn't listen. She was too scared to pay attention, and continued to squirm and struggle. I stroked her back, and said calming things to her. Eventually, she calmed down. I set her down at the table, and took out 2 cups. A coffee mug for me, and for Dashie, a specially homemade sippy cup, made specifically for her. I poured the hot chocolate into her cup, and told her, "Now, Dashie, it's very hot this time. Be very careful when you drink it, okay?"
Yes, Daddy.
Said Dashie.
Daddy,
She asked.
can I take my hot chocolate and watch SpongeBob?
Of course you can. Just be careful when you drink it, and don't spill it. If you do spill it, come to me. I'll be there in a few minutes. Okay? I said.
Thank you, Daddy.
She gave me a sweet little smile, and for the infinite time, my heart exploded and exploded again. She picked up her cup with the special bucket handle I had built for her with her mouth, and proceeded to the living room to watch her favorite cartoon. Come to think of it, the show has been on for nearly 20 years, and even at my age, the show still makes me laugh. I proceeded to clean up the mess I made from making hot chocolate, and as I do so, I hear little Dashie laughing at the crazy antics of that adorable porous yellow sponge and his pink star-shaped friend. I then start thinking, it's true. Dashie doesn't have a mother. No one to be there for her when I'm not there. And I especially can't teach her how to be a woman. Granted, she's not the most feminine of the main 6. But she still needs to know the basics. But I know that I can't show her to anyone, especially a girl I would bring home for obvious reasons. I know my sweet little Dashie could never have a mother. And that's something that Dashie is just going to have to accept. I finish the kitchen and head to the living room. I find Dashie laying down, sleeping on the floor with chocolate all over her face, cuddling up with the scarf I gave her to keep warm. I went back into the kitchen, grabbed a napkin, and wiped the chocolate off her face. I then go to the bathroom and grab a blanket out of the towel closet and wrapped Dashie up and sat on the couch as I held her in my arms. Then I hear her softly say in her sleep,
Mommy, is that you?
she was dreaming about the mother she will never have. And it sinks my heart just to think about it. But I could never risk exposing her to the public. Not just because of the government possibly confiscating her, but also, ugh, cloppers. Probably the most disgusting perverts on the planet. And there is no way I'm exposing my little Dashie to that kind of mental sickness. She then starts snuggling her head against my body as I stroked her head. Later that day, when she woke up, she seemed really sad.
Daddy,
Dashie said.
does Mommy love me?
I knew what this was about. She was wondering if her mom, who left her, loved her. Of course she loves you. She had to leave because she wasn't able to take care of you. And because of that, she entrusted you with me until she's able to. She loves you very much. I hug her and give her a reassuring smile, and then she gives me one in return. I then take her to the bathroom to get her ready for bed. Tonight's a special night because I'm going to read her her first bedtime story. To be continued.